Good morning. We call the Board of Public Works and Safety meeting to order for January 23rd, 2018. Today we have President myself, Nikel Winfrey, President, Talita Green, Vice President, Clotilde LeBroy, our Secretary, is absent, and Ms. Raven Reedus is here on behalf of the Public Works Department. We'll first start with bids, proposals to be received for the conversion of health records for the Department of Information and Technology. Are there any bids or proposals from the audience today that have not been previously submitted? Second call. Any bids or proposals from the audience? Third and final call. Are there any bids or proposals from the audience today? Okay, seeing none, may I have a motion to close bids and open those received?
Move to close bids to be received and to open those bids that have been received.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. We have one bid today.
This bid is from Advanced Imaging Solutions, Maryville, Indiana. The project is conversion of health records to e-documents for the health department. The total bid amount is $20,675. Total bid amount is $20,675. I move that we refer the bid received to the department for recommendation.
You made the motion. Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next, we have awards.
Madam President, for the award for the conversion of the health records, we are referring that to the department for recommendations, and if you'll review it, we'll come back to it at the end of the meeting so that you can make your recommendation.
Okay. And then there's one for GPS Fleet Management.
This is a bid award results for the GPS fleet management. The City of Gary selected Synovia Solutions for its GPS fleet management. The Gary team of Public Works, Fire, Police, and Information Technology use a bid evaluation metrics where each company will receive up to 100 points tallied in 5 categories. The categories are price of eligibility products and services, 30 points, implementation and support, 25 points, services and fees included in prices, 20 points, installation and training, 15 points, local and state, 10 points. After collecting the bid sheets from team members and upon tallying the results, Synovia Solutions received the most points and will be offered the GPS fleet management contract. Madam President, I move that we accept the recommendation from the department to award the GPS fleet management system to Synovia Solutions.
Second, any question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next, we have claims.
We have approval of claims for pension payroll, January 24th, 2018. Fire pension payroll, $396,740.31. Police pension payroll is $405,061.17. Total pension payroll, $801.48. I move that we approve the payroll pension for January 24th, 2018.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
We have approval of claims for January 26, 2018. General Fund, $272,285.20. Special Revenues, $507,501.80. Home Program Grant, $20,883.24. Self-insurance is $17,710.01. The LDA Casino is $320. Total claims to be paid, $818,700.25. I move that we approve claims for January 26, 2018.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And we have ratification of claims for January 22nd, 2018. The general fund is $181.50. The Northwest Indiana Tobacco Grant is $5,000. Total claims paid, $5,181.50. I move that we approve claims for January 22nd, 2018.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
We also have ratification of payroll. Ratification of payroll is January 19, 2018. Total payroll, $1,802,558.67. I move that we ratify payroll for January 19, 2018.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
That concludes claims.
Next, we have correspondence and agreements. Correspondence from the fire department.
This memo is to the Board of Public Works and Safety from the Gary Fire Department. Request to advertise. The administration of the Gary Fire Department is requesting permission from the Board of Public Works and Safety to advertise for a vendor to purchase one new ambulance. I move that we approve the request to advertise for the fire department's one ambulance.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have correspondence from the mayor's office.
This memo is to the Board of Public Works and Safety from Gregory Thomas, City Attorney, regarding approval of modified endeavor agreement between the city and HUD. The Law Department has reviewed the attached amended and restated modified cooperative endeavorment agreement between the City of Gary and HUD. In or around July 2013, HUD appointed a recovery administrator to serve as DHA's Board of Commissioners and took possession of Gary Housing Authority assets and programs for 2 years. The current agreement has been amended and extended between 2013 and January 2018. Although HUD found Gary Housing Authority made progress on prior agreements, they found GHA is still to be deficient in some areas. As part of the previous agreement, the mayor designated a 7-member advisory committee to assist the recovery administrator. Under the modified agreement, HUD will retain possession of Gary Housing Authority through December 31st, 2018, and the Gary Housing Authority Advisory Committee appointed by the mayor making recommendations on operations, budgets, and other operational matters. The advisory committee will work to develop performance goals for the Housing Choice Voucher Program and implement vacancy reduction plans. This contract is in proper legal order and sufficient to adequately protect the interests of the City of Gary. Attached is the amended and restated agreement. And this agreement covers the cooperative endeavor representative scope and authority to act. It also covers the specific actions and modifications. The terms being from January 31st, 2018 to March 31st, 2018. There is no compensation involved in this agreement. Madam President, I move that we approve the modified endeavor agreement between the City of Gary and HUD.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
The next agreement for the mayor's office is a contract between the City of Gary and Fay Reed Consulting. The Law Department has drafted the attached contract with Fay Reed Consulting for Municipal Consulting and the City of Gary for Municipal Consulting and Development. Specifically, they will provide municipal development and consulting, general and strategic municipal business consulting, and economic development consulting. The terms of this agreement are from January 1st, 2018 to December 31st, 2018, in an amount not to exceed $35,000. The contract is properly formed and adequately protected to protect the City of Gary. Madam President, I move that we ratify the contract between the City of Gary and Fay Reed Consulting.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have correspondence from the Law Department.
This memo is to Clotilda Bragg, Public Works Director from Gregory Thomas, City Attorney, regarding approval of stipulation agreement between the city and United States Steel Corporation. The Law Department has reviewed the attached stipulation agreement Exhibit A between the City of Gary and United States Steel. The stipulation agreement was entered into as a result of case number 212-CV-304, which was filed in the federal court in Hammond. The agreement extends to the deadline of waste tire removal and disposal project until July 31st, 2018. And attached is the court agreement with the stipulation among the State of Indiana, City of Gary, and United States Steel. And it reiterates that the State of Indiana, City of Gary, United States Steel stipulates that the deadline to complete the waste tire removal and disposal project in Gary, Indiana shall be extended by 4 months. I move that we approve the agreement between the City of Gary, United States Steel for the extension waste tire removal and disposal project.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
We also have from the Law Department a contribution agreement. The Law Department has reviewed the enclosed contribution agreement between the City of Gary and its Easier Foundation. The city agrees to contribute $275,000 to the foundation and will make 4 additional future contributions in the amount of $50,000 each. The agreement is effective January 10, 2018 for a term of 5 years. The term shall automatically extend for another 5 years unless the parties agree in writing not to extend the agreement. This contract is in proper legal form and sufficient to adequately protect the interests of the City of Gary. This contract indicates that the city receives an annual contribution from Majestic Star Casinos Development Agreement that will be used for such charitable purposes as the city determines. The contribution may be used for direct costs associated with the scholarship program for the City of Gary scholars, including the cost of program and individual scholarship awards. In addition to using the contribution for the cost of the City of Gary scholars, the foundation may utilize up to 10% of the contribution, $27,500 the first year, and $5,000 in each subsequent year for the general operating and administrative costs of the foundation. The city agrees as soon as practical the execution of this agreement, the existing development agreement funds in an amount of $275,000 will be transferred to the fund. And there is a chart with the date of payments and the amounts to be paid. I move that we approve the agreement between the City of Gary and Easier Foundation.
Second, any questions?
Yes, Madam President, could you kind of explain the whole picture of where the $275,000 is coming from?
Yes, the city has a local development agreement with Majestic Star Casino, and under that agreement, Majestic contributes $50,000 per year towards scholarships for Gary residents. It's being there. It was previously $100,000 per year, and that's how an accumulation of $275,000 was accumulated because it had not been distributed in a couple of years. And so now the funds that had not been distributed for scholarships are being given to this foundation so that the contributions can be made to residents for college. And so the $275 was just a banked up amount, and then going forward, it'll be $50,000 per year for the next, I think it said 5 years. Mm-hmm. So this is an agreement that the city has designated this foundation as a foundation that will administer the charitable contributions in the form of scholarships to students.
Thank you.
And the money is coming from Majestic. All right. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next, we have correspondence from the Department of Commerce.
It's been moved to the Board of Public Works and Safety from Gregory Thomas, City Attorney, regarding amendment of contract for Green Campbell Group. The Law Department has drafted the attached amendment to the contract with Green Campbell Group. The contract is being extended an additional 30 days until January 31st, 2018, and the cost to extend the contract is an additional $7,500. The revised cost of the contract shall be $52,500. The increase in the cost of the contract is less than 20% of the original contract. Therefore, the contract has been amended. The amendment is in proper legal form and sufficient to adequately protect the interests of the city of Gary. Attached is the First Amendment to the contract in the agreement section. Now therefore, pursuant to and in accordance with Section 4.1 of the original contract, Section 2.1 is hereby amended as follows. The terms of agreement. This contract shall be for a term commencing on and effective date and expiring on January 31st, 2018. Subject to extension or early termination as herein provided. This contract, if not renewed in writing for an additional fixed period and agreed to by both parties, shall terminate when the terms expires. Now therefore, pursuant to and in accordance with Section 4.1 of the original contract, Section 3 and 3.1 is hereby amended. Compensation. Section 3.1. As compensation for satisfactory performance of the services set forth in the Article 1 above, the city agrees to pay contractor an amount not to exceed $52,500. Madam President, I move that we approve the amended contract for Green Campbell.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next, we have correspondence from Community Development.
The first contract that we have is for property at 3651 Tyler Street, and this memo is from Arlene Colvin. The Law Department of Inga Lewis Shannon has reviewed the attached NSP 3 contract between the Department of Community Development and JMB Construction for property at 3651 Tyler Street. The contractor shall be paid in a sum of $11,500. This contract is in proper legal form and sufficient to adequately protect the interests of the city of Gary. Attached is a contract indicating the scope of service and the property, which is 3651 Tyler Street, and a description of all the items that will be repaired at that property, which totals $11,450. Madam President, I move that we approve the contract for 3651 Tyler Street.
Second, any questions? All in favor? Aye, motion carries. Next, we have correspondence from the Health Department.
This memo is to Clotilde LeBroy, Public Works Director, from Stephen Jenkins, Assistant City Attorney. Contract with Karen Lynn Dates. The Law Department has reviewed the enclosed contract with Karen Lynn Dates to work as a certified lab assistant for the Gary Health Department HIV STD Clinic. The terms of the contract is from January 1, 2018 to December 31st, 2018, and the contract amount shall not exceed $6,630. This contract is in proper legal form and sufficient to adequately protect the interests of the city of Gary. Attached is the contract which further indicates that the contractor shall be paid on a as-needed basis at $17 per hour. I move that we approve the contract for Karen Dates.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
The next contract is for Sherry Williams. The Law Department has reviewed the enclosed contract with Sherry Williams to serve as a part-time immunization outreach specialist and perform routine clinical tasks. The terms of the contract is from January 1st to December 31st, 2018, and an amount not to exceed $23,036. The contract is in proper legal form and sufficient to adequately protect the interests of the city of Gary. And this contract under compensation further indicates that the contractor shall work 25 hours per week at a rate of $17.72 per hour. I move that we approve the contract for Sherry Williams.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
The next contract is with Barbara Gant. The Law Department has reviewed the enclosed contract with Barbara Gant to work as a certified lab assistant for the Gary Health Department HIV STD Clinic. The terms of the contract are from January 1, 2018 to December 31st, 2018, and the contractor shall be paid an amount not to exceed $8,060. This contract is in proper legal form and sufficient to adequately protect the interests of the city of Gary. Compensation further states that contractors shall work on an as-needed basis and paid $15.50 per hour. I move that we approve the contract for Barbara Gant.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have correspondence from the Department of Redevelopment.
This memo is to the Board of Public Works and Safety from Jack Eskin, Deputy Director. Recommendation to transfer property. The property address is 423 to 38 Broadway. We also have attached a review quitclaim deed memorandum. Please review the attached deed for the Board of Public Works and Safety approval and signatures. Redevelopment Commission is requesting that the property be transferred over from the City of Gary to Redevelopment Commission as a step in the process of conveying the property over to be for its best use, as well as returning the properties back to the city's tax roll. We also have Resolution 2018-4 from the Department of Redevelopment, and the real property maintenance report that indicates that the property is in the name of the city, 401 Broadway, and there are no outstanding taxes. I move that we approve the transfer of property from the City of Gary to redevelopment for 423-38 Broadway.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
We also have an additional recommendation to transfer property, and this is from the Redevelopment Department. The Redevelopment Commission is requesting that the property be transferred over to the City of Gary, from City of Gary to Redevelopment Commission as a step in the process of conveying the property for its best uses. We have Resolution 2018-3 for this property. There's several properties that are being transferred. The addresses are 468-86 Broadway, 20-26 West Fifth Avenue, 32-34 West Fifth Avenue, 124-30 West Fifth Avenue, 456 Broadway, 440 Broadway, 457-59 Washington Street, 445-55 Washington Street, 457 Adams Street, 9th Place and Broadway, 436-50 Washington Street, 416-22 Washington Street, 421 Adams Street, 437-39 Adams Street, 453-55 Adams Street. And we have all of the real property maintenance report, which have been reviewed, and they have no taxes that are attached. However, all of these have the City of Gary as the owner, but the address is going to need to be corrected on some of them. They should either have 401 Broadway or 504 Broadway. And I did talk to the Director of Redevelopment, and he indicated that they're in the process of changing those addresses that say City of Gary, but do not say either 401 Broadway or 504 Broadway.
Why would some say 504 Broadway?
He said that was an error in 504 Broadway is where redevelopment is right now.
Oh, okay, you're saying their office, I got you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, you're making a motion contingent upon those corrections being made?
Yes.
Okay.
There was one for 115 West Fifth Avenue and another one on Fifth Avenue. Those are the ones that need to be changed. So I
Second.
move that we
sorry.
approve the property transfers from City of Gary to redevelopment contingent upon the addresses agreeing with the City of Gary's address.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. When he does it, make sure, I would prefer for them all to say 401 Broadway, because I don't want any
Yeah.
confusion with them
They're
saying
transferring.
504 Broadway, even though redevelopment is there. That's not our
It's
building.
a transfer, so it should say 401.
That's where it's
to
going.
504.
Okay, I got you. It's 401 going to 504.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Yes, we need to go, I have two other things. We need to go back to, were you ready to award? Did you have a recommendation for conversion of health records?
Yes, upon reviewing the the proposal sent in by Advanced Imaging Solutions, I recommend that we select and proceed with that company.
Okay, thank you.
Madam President, given the recommendation from the department, I move that we approve that the award goes to Advanced Imaging Solutions.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. The agreement that we did earlier, the contribution agreement for $275,000 for a SEER, I'm gonna ask that you rescind it and we bring it back next week. I saw a correction that needs to be made, on the agreement. There's an error, as it relates to the contribution purpose, and how the funds can be spent. On here, I saw that it had the 10% could be used for general operating and administrative costs, and that is, that cannot be used for that purpose. It has to be used for scholarship only, per the LDA. So that's a correction that has to be made, to the agreement. So, we can make a motion to rescind our approval today, and we'll bring it back next week with that correction.
Okay. I move that we rescind the agreement for a contribution agreement with ECR.
Okay, second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. So that item will be on our agenda for next week. All right, that concludes our agenda topics. Is there any unfinished business or new business today?
I have none.
No. Public comment, we'll open for 2 minutes per person. Agenda topics only, please. Would anyone like to speak?
I'll speak. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
I want to call your attention to the leakages of business in Gary. Now, we got something on the agenda about the Green Campbell situation. How come we're losing all these businesses in Gary? We just lost on Fifth Avenue a steel processor that paid union scale wages. That knocked off 68 production employees. They've been closing pharmacies in Gary. They closed the Fagan's Pharmacy in Miller. They closed the one in Glen Park. CVS bought a number of the Fagan stores. I want to call your attention to the Chicago Tribune yesterday. They had a front page article about these pharmacies abandoning inner city people that are, a lot of them are on a lot of medication, but they're abandoning them. Read Chicago Tribune yesterday. CVS operates 9,000 pharmacies in the United States. Walgreens, 11,000. CVS is entering into a $48 billion buyout of Aetna Insurance, and if it goes through the Federal Trade Commission. So obviously they have plenty of resources. I'd like to see that addressed, business leakages, and specifically pharmacy ones. Now in 80, we had 27 drugstores in Gary, pharmacies. When I was growing up here, we had 50 of them. Now our population has decreased about 60%, but there's no call for all these closures of these extremely important drugstores that service our people here in Gary, and they're encountering the same stuff in Indianapolis, in Chicago. There's a large article in the Chicago Tribune on that. I'd like to see our economic development people go on a business retention thing where we try to retain what businesses we have in Gary. And on more cheerful side, I want to personally present our city controller with a present and a card on behalf of her great service to the city of Gary over the last decades. You've done a very outstanding professional job. You've always been a good anchor post. You have good relations with everybody and do a marvelous job for us citizens. And I hope everybody else has the same sentiment that knows you.
Oh, make me cry. Thank you so much.
And I think you need this.
This is not our last meeting. All right, thank anyone else? No? Okay. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Okay, meeting adjourned, thank you.